So you have the flag, and the flag means that you can pick your language. And it's of course only for your own interface. The same counts for this currency sign. In this case, it's a euro sign for my tool, but as you can see, you can pick any random currency that you need in this tool. Okay, then about this logo. If you want to add your logo of your company in your own tool, you go to the settings tab here on the left, and you see immediately here to edit, right? If I click edit, you can edit or you can load your own logo. Pretty straightforward, and that's it. And it will be then stored here on the left bottom corner, and you can always check if you are on the right page when you see your logo. Okay. So as this is the front screen, I would like to show you how easy it is to book accommodation within Booking.com. So the traditional way to do that is to fill in this box a search request. That can be an address, it can be a name of a hotel, a region, an area, a conference center. As long as it is mentioned in Google Maps, we have it here. We are 100% and fully integrated with Google Maps, so just put something in and we find it for you. Then check in, check out date, how many people are traveling, and the rooms, and we're good to go. You can click on search. Below those boxes, you see a couple of filters. And these filters here, we call them permanent filters. So you can tick them, and they will always be ticked unless you untick them. So for me personally, I also want to see booking hotels with free cancellation. I want only see available properties. I do not like to see a notification you just missed it. And online payment is ticked because then I can show you how it looks like if you need to pay a trip in advance, so that the traveler does not have to pay at the check-in. Okay, lots of filters coming up, but these are the permanent filters. Okay, if I scroll down, you see that this company has a couple of saved addresses. And what does that mean? Well, you can imagine your companies you're working for, they probably they have a top 10 destinations, right? They probably travel most of the time to the same locations, probably the locations of their own company in other cities or other countries. You can easily store them. And if you store them here at the saved addresses, you can easily search from there. So I give you an example. So let's say we go to this location, I click it, and then you see all of a sudden this address of this company is here mentioned in the box. Okay, I simply do check in, check out, 15 on the 16th of January, traveling by myself. I only need one room, and I can click on search. Before I do that, you see just above this search button, you can also show your results in a map, and I would like to show you that. So the next thing that you will see is that the map will open up. This is, well, the map of the northern part of the Netherlands, and you actually see three things. On the left side, you see the filters that I was talking about. I will show you how that works later on. A little bit left from the middle, you see a list of hotels. And if I mouse over them, you see this top one, you see in this map on your right, one arrow is jumping around. If I scroll down a little bit, you see another arrow is jumping around. And if I scroll down more, well, and I can do that with all the arrows that I see right there. If I go to the map and I zoom in, this is Amsterdam. And if I zoom in a little bit more, you see this red arrow in the middle. If I mouse over that, you see this is the address we put in. And when one of your travel counselors is on the phone with the traveler, or he sent an email with this location, you can easily advise, well, if you want to be close to the location, you probably want to make a choice of one of those three hotels. I'm just mouse over that, and you can book from here. That is an easy way to book. I can also close this map by clicking the cross here on top. And then you actually have exact the same hotels, but then they are listed. And if I scroll a little bit down, you see here on top in green that the list is built based on the distance from the place of interest. And the place of interest in this case is the address we fill in. Because here you see the Park Inn Radisson Amsterdam City West is just 1 kilometer away from the address we put in. This one also 1 kilometer, and the further you go down, the further the distance. That is a way to search. You can also say, hey, I want to see a list of the top hotels rated as a top hotel by Business Travelers, or you can also say, I want to see all the Genius hotels. I will tell you a little bit more about Genius later on. Genius is our own loyalty program, which gives you 10 up to 15% discount. Okay. So if I searching for a nice hotel, you see on the left side, actually, the filters scrolling by as well. There are a couple of filters that I would like to highlight to you. So on top here, online payment. Online payment means for Booking.com, when there is a need to pay the booking in advance, you should tick this box. Then the list on the right side will refresh, and then the hotels, apartments, properties will only show up when they offer a payment method such as instant payment or pay now, right? So I will click them, Ideal, PayPal, MasterCard. So you see the list is refreshed. And if that is not the case, I mean, there is no need to tick it, right? The other one that I would always suggest to tick, that is this one here, no prepayment. So free cancellation and no prepayment is now ticked. So it doesn't matter what kind of booking you make. You are 100% sure that you are free cancellation, so you can cancel the booking, and you did not have to do, or you do not have to do a prepayment. So that's good. And that is also the difference between the more traditional online booking tools like GetThere, Sidetrip, KDS, Concur, and Booking.com, because normally at Booking.com, you can see everything all the time. And if you want to narrow down your search, you have to play with the filters. Okay, just looking for a nice hotel. Okay, let's find a one with a reasonable price. Okay, this Leonardo hotel seems to be okay. You see, if I mouse over, you see this Genius gives me a 10% discount. And that's 10% discount, as said, is our loyalty program. And that is a loyalty program that is pushed by the hotels themselves. So they are offering that to business travelers. You will not have that in your private account. So this 10 to 50%, you can use that so that the rate is lower. And if your traveler, for instance, is also looking on Booking.com, they will never see the price that you actually paid because of this. In green, free cancellation, no prepayment needed. So those were my filters I ticked. And this is for the queue to say, okay, I want to choose my room. So this is the next page, and this is, as we call it, the hotel page, because this is all about the hotel. There is a picture, and there are more pictures, and there's also a piece of content. But what you also see on the right side, and my cursor is there right now, this is all about reviews. There are actually two rates. There's an 8.0 out of 10 based on more than 10,000 reviews. And that is rated by leisure people. So they have a different purpose than business travelers, right? They probably need to be in the city center or have all those needs that leisure people have. And when you go down a little bit, you see the 7.7 out of 10. That is the score of the reviews of a little bit more than 1,000 bookings. So business travelers, for instance, need a airport shuttle or very strong Wi-Fi or a gym or ironing services, stuff like that. You can click it, you can read it, because you need to advise the travelers the right hotel, because these are genuine reviews. You can only fill in a review when you actually stayed at a hotel. Scrolling down, you see all the pictures, you see a piece of content, and you can even enlarge this part by clicking show me more. A lot to read, but if you scroll down a bit more, you are entering the very center of our system. So what you see here actually, that is all the available rooms. You see the rates and you see the availability. And this is very important because this is something we are totally not controlling. So this is something the hotel puts in. They have their own entrance in our intranet. They can put in any room they have. They can put in any rate they want, and they can play with the availability themselves. This is not something that Booking.com is doing. We are not about the pricing. We are not about the availability. Our earning model, I want to be very clear on that, is based on the commission that we receive from hotels after somebody stayed there. So joining Booking.com is completely 100% free. But if your traveler stays in this hotel, after that, then the hotel is paying commission to Booking.com. So there is nothing for us here in this part when they play with the rates. It is good possible that the rate of 89 euros in this case can be something else in an hour or in 5 minutes or tomorrow, next week. So this is something that we not controlling. So I was also telling you about the availability of the rooms. You see this little drop down button. If I click that, you see at this very moment, this hotel offers you 9 standard queen rooms. So that actually means that you can book 9 rooms because this is real-time availability. Again, it can be possible that this availability is in an hour only 6 or only 2, and it can be closed tomorrow, but it can also mean that there are 10 rooms tomorrow because there is a cancellation. You never know. It also means that you can book for a group, right? If you book 9 rooms or 10 or 15, you can book that. And so with Booking.com, there is no restrictions in group bookings, as the real-time availability is offering you 10, 9, whatever rooms, you are able to book that even with the free cancellation. So for this example, I only need 1. I click it and I double check my choices, right? No prepayment, free cancellation. There is even this discount I was telling you about, right? You see that right here. And I reserve. Then the next screen that will pop up, that will give you a quick recap of what you already saw. You pick this Leonardo hotel, and on the left side, you see your check-in and check-out dates. A little bit lower, you see the price. And then you see my name. I am the administrator in this tool because I created this. And this green square, what we are entering, is all about who is traveling. So let's be very clear here. You can skip this step. You can move on to the next screen immediately, and then the guest name will be not filled in. Then this reservation will go to the hotel with a subscription guest name only instead of a real name. Some of the hotels are canceling those bookings because they need a name, right? So I know from TMCs that they sometimes, if they do not know the name of the traveler, they just fill in a name that they use all the time and then fill in another guest name if they actually know the name of the traveler. But that is completely up to you, of course. So if you know the name of the traveler, please fill that in right here, first name and last name. Very important to do that then. There is another field asking about an email address, and it says it's optional. If you want the traveler to receive a confirmation from Booking.com, please fill in the email address. But please be aware that this traveler also sees this price. And I know from your colleagues from GBT that you do not want to have that. You want to send a complete itinerary to your traveler, including price, including hotel, maybe even a rental car, whatever. So if you do not want the traveler to have a confirmation from Booking.com, leave this field open. Do not fill in your own email address. Leave it completely open, because you as a travel counselor will always receive a confirmation in your email. No need to fill this in. So very important to understand that. But again, this is how it works. This field here is about labeling your stay. I just click this field and you see this company already created a couple of labels. It doesn't mean anything, they just made it up. But for instance, let's say next year, June in Madrid, there is a big event going on and you need to book 10 rooms for your client. You can create a label saying event XYZ Madrid 2020, and everybody that is going to that event is connected with that label. And then later on, you can extract data from this tool and you can share with your customer, in terms of hotel spend, this was your spend for this event. Again, not mandatory to fill that in, but it is a possibility. I will later show you how to create a label. If I scroll down, we are almost ready to go to the last and final page already. There are two things I would like to highlight right here. So on the left side, you see the fine print. It's quite some text in this case, but the fine print means this is a free field where companies can fill in any content of which they think it's important to share. Some things about opening dates, closed, late checkout, opening of the swimming pool, different terms and conditions for group bookings, for instance. So I always suggest when you do a booking, have a quick view and please take note of it. This field here in the middle, if I click it, it will be enlarged. This is the place where you as a booker, as a travel organizer, can reach out to the hotel, to the property. Questions like, I need a quiet room, or I need a room on the ground floor, or whatever. Everything you need to ask, you can do it right here. And the hotel will come back to you mostly on the same day with an answer on that. Okay. The next and final details. If I click that, we are directed to the final page of this booking process already. Again, the hotel on top, on the left side, the recap, the price, etc. Before we go to the most important part, there is this field here. It says confirming billing address, and it sounds complicated, but it isn't. The only thing you need to do once, because next time it will be pre-filled, is select your country, state your phone number, because in case of emergency, they can reach out to you, and that's it. And next time you are here, it will be there in default. You see, this is my name and this is my email address in this tool. But when you are in this tool, it will automatically be your name, of course. So that's easy. So every next time you will immediately skip this step and you will scroll down, because then the most important question is when or how do you want to pay? Do you want to pay at the property? And that is, let's say, the way that I would say the traditional way of paying your stay. The booking is done. There is a guarantee by a credit card. And when this traveler is going to a hotel, he or she is probably using their own credit card for payment. There is also another way to pay. And remember, we tick that box, online payment. So you can also make a choice. I want to pay now, so that the traveler does not need to pay at check-in or check-out. Then you simply click Pay Now, or even pay online by the 13th of January, 2 days before the actual stay. But in both cases, the traveler does not need to pay at check-in or check-out. And you see there are three options: the credit or debit card, via PayPal or Ideal. Those are just two brands that this hotel is offering to the travelers. in order to make a payment. So in those boxes here, you fill in anything that is similar to a credit card, right? Everything that we will recognize as a credit card is accepted. So this hotel accepts American Express, Visa, MasterCard, and the Union Pay credit card. It also depends on the hotel which credit cards are there. Fill it in, save it by clicking this box so that next time it will be there in default, completely crossed out with the exception of the last 4 digits, and then you can move on. So if I scroll down, we are already done. The only step that I need to take here is to click complete booking. I will not do that because 2 things actually are happening. I will receive a confirmation in my inbox, and that's completely fine, and I can cancel from there, so that's also fine. But there will also be a confirmation sent to the hotel. And as said, this is not a request. No, this is a confirmation. And the booking is immediately stored in that booking system because we can check that. We can see that. And we just think it's not really polite to do that all the time for demos, to pick hotels and then book and cancel all the time. But that is how it works. And that brings me actually to an important part of this demo. When you have a traveler experiencing difficulties at check-in, for instance, if somebody is telling you, or the traveler, we cannot find your booking, sir, sorry, then what he or she immediately should do is, of course, reach out to you or your travel counselors, and they should immediately jump into this tool, find the booking, call our customer service, and our customer service will immediately call the hotel, tell them, hey, this is booking.com. We see the booking in your system. We know the date and the time exactly when this booking is entered in your system. So please solve the issue on the spot, offer a room or an alternative right away. And that is really a very strong and powerful thing we do all the time. So please make sure that you do it like that. If the traveler moves away, books another hotel, and then get to you 3 days later, yeah, there is not much we can do, of course, right? I mean, we can still support, but we rather support when the shit is hitting the fan. So where can you find the customer service details? That's very simple. In the 3 pages that we just covered, if you scroll down completely, so like I do right now, you see this customer service button, right? And you can click that, of course. And then let's get in touch. And then you see the phone numbers. Those are in the Netherlands, and that is because my laptop is in Amsterdam, and the system recognized that and says, hey, then you need a Dutch telephone number. But for you, that will be different, of course. You will have a number from your own country. And for any reasons, if you need another telephone number, just click other regions and countries. And then you can scroll down for a couple of minutes to find your country, right? Very important. Our 24/7 customer service speaks your language 24/7, and they will help you right away. Okay. This is or was actually in a nutshell how to book a hotel. Is there a question so far? Okay. I assume that or I was very clear, or you all fall asleep because I'm very boring to listen to.
Sorry, Patrick. Hi, Patrick.
Yes.
Hi, it's Aisha. I have a question with regards to the payment.
Yes.
I've noticed that the only mode of payment is either by credit card or at the time of booking or at the hotel or online payment. And now I thought there's a mode whereby we would be invoiced for the bookings. That's a possibility.
Yeah, I have to be very clear on that. So that is not possible. So what you mean actually that the hotel is sending a invoice to instead of paying at the property, they are sending an invoice, right? That
Not
is
the hotel sending us an invoice, basically Booking.com invoicing us for the
yeah,
services.
I understand that. So you have to understand that we are not interfering in any financial process. So let's say this traveler finds this hotel and the payment is between the traveler and the hotel. So that the finance is not running through our systems. So it
Okay.
is for us quite impossible to send an invoice because we are not a party in the deal. We are, yeah, it sounds very stupid, but we are only offering, in this case, 2 million hotels. And when somebody picks a hotel, it is between the hotel and the traveler to find a way for payment. There are also ways to, and you can select on that. We call it the cash only hotel. So they are not working with credit cards. And then you can pay cash, but still, it is not the case that we can send an invoice, unfortunately.
Okay. Okay, understood. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so on the left side, you see those tabs, right? We are now in the dashboard, and this is where we make a booking. I think it is even more relevant for you and your colleagues, travel counselors, to be able to manage booking from others. So I go one tab lower.
Hello?
Go to yes, sorry?
Yes, I'm Iman. Hello, yes. I'm asking about nationalities. There is no nationality option to select because sometimes the prices depend on nationality.
I'm not 100% sure. So you can click your language and your currency right here. Is that something that you mean?
No, nationality of traveler.
Yeah,
يعني
no.
sometimes, example, sometimes I'm Egyptian. If I went to Egypt, I have to pay extra amount more than Kuwaiti nationality.
Okay. Oh, that is what you mean. No, we don't have that. So actually the only thing that we ask from travelers is their email address, because that is actually the only thing we need. So if we have that, we can send you emails in order to make sure that you have the confirmations. And from there, you search for a hotel, or your travelers are searching for hotels. And that's mainly it. So we do not have a complete profile for travelers. And I know it works that way if you use a traditional online booking tool like KDS or Concur. There is a complete profile for every traveler. We don't have that. The only thing we have is an email address, and that is regardless your nationality.
Okay, I'm sorry, there is command in your price. It's including city tax. So the customer, and if you go to Dubai, he will not pay city tax there.
Correct. So if you travel for business, in most of the countries, you do not have to pay city tax. In some countries you have. With some prices it is included, and with some rates it is excluded. But the deal that we have with all the hotels, that they have to be very strict on that. So when you are seeing a price on Booking.com for a specific hotel in a specific country, it is mentioned right away. When we were doing the booking, you saw on the left side the recap of the trip, the check-in and check-out date, and the price, and the city tax is always mentioned there, whether it is included or excluded.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. So this booking tab here, the second tab on your left, if I click that, you see all the bookings made in this tool. And it is very important to understand that you can pick up every booking here to manage. So when a colleague of you, for instance, made a booking for a traveler, and your colleague is free or on holiday or sick, and this traveler is calling and say, hey, I made a booking, but I need to cancel it. Well, no worries. Please go under this tab and then ask the traveler, if you open up this filter box, do you have the confirmation number? And if he says, well, no, I don't know, you can ask for the destination, or you can search on his name, or, well, you see check-in, check-out dates. There are several ways to narrow down your search and to find the right booking. So, yep. So let's go, and you see there are 742 pages of bookings here only, and that's quite a while, quite a lot. One of the things that you might see is the booking source. What does that mean? If I click that, you see there are two types of bookings. You have a direct booking here, so that is a booking made in this tool, as I just showed you how to book. But there is also a possibility that there is a booking via an online booking tool called Cytric. So this company has a client, and this client, all the travelers from the client are booking in an online booking tool called Cytric. And because we added an affiliate ID in the tool and also in Cytric, all those bookings are flowing into this tool so that your travel counselors can easily manage them from here, of course, for free. So if I scroll down, you see all the bookings, and you see under source, you see this is a direct booking. So this is actually made in this tool. Well, and there are a lot more pages, but there are also bookings in this tool who are actually not made in this tool, but they were flowing in via an online booking tool, and they can still be managed from there. So let's just pick up a room. Let's say this one here. If I want to see what kind of booking this is, because the traveler is calling me, well, this is the booking, and those are the two people who are traveling. So if this traveler is calling you and say, well, I am not traveling, but my colleague is traveling, so you have to change my name or change the name of the traveler, it's very easy to just click it and enter another name. And remember, during the booking process, we were talking about that event XYZ in Madrid, and you are not aware of any name of the traveler. Well, the moment you have the names, you go to the booking and you just go here and change the names in the actual right names. But if you have other questions, other changes for this booking, there is a button, Other Changes. And when you click that, you will fall into all the booking details. So this booking is a non-refundable booking. So this person made a booking and did not click free cancellation. And that's a pity, because now he's calling me and said, well, I need to cancel it. And of course we can cancel the booking, but it's no longer for free, right? So when you have free cancellation, this bar will be green and it will show you until what date it is free cancellation. Most of the time, that's 1 day ahead before you actually go. There are other things that you see here. You can change the dates and you can add another room, or you can email the property. You can even phone the property for any reason. And if you scroll down, you see there's a lot to see and a lot to tick and change. And you can do that all from here. Something else that you might see is that I was telling you about our customer service. Well, here you have the booking confirmation number, and you also see the PIN code. So remember, this traveler was calling you, say, hey, this hotel is lost my booking. And you as travel counselor, you hear the story, you immediately go there, you pick up those two numbers, call our customer service, and you will be helped as being a traveler, because you are in the possession of the PIN code of this booking. That's very important, because otherwise they will simply not help you out. Something else that we created for this TMC is we have a couple of passive segments here. So if you want this passive segment, this PNR, translated in your itinerary, in your GDS, then we can create it for you. So for them, we made a Amadeus and a Galileo one. And you can simply click it. I will do that for you. Click, and it's copied. And then you go to your GDS and you drop it or paste it. And then the full itinerary is complete with the booking. There's also Sabre. So that's the other one that we can add right here. And then you can pick it up. So when you're done, you can go back to all company bookings. But before I do that, I would like to highlight something that I see, and that is on the right top corner. Close this one. You see my name, right? And if I click my name, you see business account, and you see personal account. It's obvious we are in the business account, but if you want to book for yourself, just a private trip for your family or friends or for yourself, you click personal account. Everything you do there is completely separated with the business account. The data is not shared. Nobody will ever see what kinds of trips you are booking right here. There is a lot of privacy legislation why that is. The big advantage is you also have the Genius discounts for your private trips. You see under my name there is Genius. So when I go to personal account and I search for Genius hotels, you find hotels and then you have 10 to 15% discount for your own trips. Well, that's a personal benefit. I was just seeing that, so I'm highlighting that. So we did a couple of modifications in these bookings, and I'm now going back to the main website. You see all the bookings, but we're good. No need to see actually more bookings. If needed, you go to the traveler map on the right side. I will not highlight that a lot, but there you see who is traveling at this very moment. Because, you know, in terms of duty of care, you probably know where somebody is flying to, because that is covered in the GDS, right, and in the tools. But you're not always aware where a traveler is in terms of hotel. So in our case, you can, of course, zoom in, and then you can click those arrows, and then you see who's where, and you can contact them right away. Okay. So we covered the dashboard, how to book. We covered the bookings, how to manage a booking. There's another important tab that is about the people in this tool, actually. So you see, there are quite some people in this tool. You are all invited in your own tool, and well, it would be very nice if you manage to sign on and to add the logo as said. But then the next step is to invite your colleagues, and there's a very easy way to do that. If I click this blue button in the right top, there is a pop-up screen, and it's very easy again. First name, last name, email address, and you can skip the boxes, but you can go here. Which role do you want to give your colleague? You are the administrator. An administrator means you can do everything. You own the tool. I cannot do more in your tool as that you can do, because we are both admins. So travel counselors within GBT are called travel organizers in our tool. That's just the wording, but it means those people cannot do everything and not see everything in terms of reporting, etc. But they can book for other people, and they can do the booking as we just did. So when you have said, okay, this is a travel organizer, then you simply click add. And the next thing that happens is that this colleague of you will receive an email in their inbox, just like you did when I invited you in your own tool. And then when you do that for a couple of colleagues, you can play around, do some fake bookings, cancel them, of course, and then you see how everything is working. When you add this affiliate ID for your clients, just feel free to ask that if you need that. Or if you need a passive segment in your tool, please, again, let me know. Send me an email with a request for which GDS you need that, and I can create it on the spot. So just let me know. Okay, and please do not forget, if you invite your colleagues, please tell them you are inviting them, because they might think it's marketing or spam and they delete it. Just tell them, hey, I'm inviting you, so when you see that, please accept. And then tell them, when you are in, make sure you bookmark the page so that you're always booking in the right tool, and so that it counts for your commission. Okay, the next step is reports. I'm not ticking this. This is sensitive information for this company, but it's all about the spend and how you can break that down and everything that comes with that. But there is one very important button in the middle of the screen when you open that tab, and that says export all the raw data to Excel. So the next thing that will happen is there will be a big mass dump in Excel downloaded for you, divided in columns, of course, so that you can do your own pivot tabling and extract on traveler level if needed, how to report for your clients. Okay, we're almost at the end because the next and the last tab is the settings. And I was already telling you how easy it is to add a logo. But for instance, you can also say, I need all the bookings, all the booking confirmations gathered under one email, a generic email like team at this and that. So then very simple, click add new, enter your email address, add, and it will be there. And as long as there is an email address, all the confirmations of all the bookings will be sent to that email address as well. I was telling you about labeling your stay. Remember that during the booking process? So again, if you have this XYZ event in Madrid next year, just write it down right here and then set create on the right side and it will be in the list. And if you need to delete that label later on, just go to edit, say delete, and we're done. So that is how easy it is. Of course, there's the button with frequently asked questions. There will be also the recording of this call, and there will be more recordings because we do a lot of calls this week for all the regions, so that you can listen back. For now, this is my piece. A couple of things to highlight. You should be able to make a booking. You should be able to manage your booking. And you should also be able to start inviting other people. And if you have any questions in terms of support of difficulties you experience or you need this passive segment or affiliate ID in order to have bookings from the online booking tool, please let me know. Send me an email and I will support you right away. Do you have questions for me?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Hello, hi, Patrick.
Hi. Yes.
This is Brad. A quick question. Now, is there? I've seen that you can link it to to other online booking tools, like I've seen Cytric.
Yeah.
So, what if we have our own website and we wanted to import the rates from Booking.com to maybe market them on our website? Is that possible? Can that version work?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Thank you, Bernard. Well, our content is available via all those tools. So they have that. So when a client of you has Cytric and they do not see our content, it is something that they can easily switch on for you.
Okay.
And when that is the case, and then we also have to fill in this affiliate ID, right? I have to do that in this tool, but we also have to do that in the Cytric that is created for your client, because in that sense, in that case, all the bookings made by those travelers on Cytric, of course, Booking.com properties, will automatically flow in the tool that you have.
Okay. So the thing can be two-way. I can access content from Cytric, and you can also access content from Booking.com in Cytric.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
That is how it works. Yeah. Indeed.
And what's on the reports? What type of report?
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of sensitive information, when you tick reports here on the left side, there will be a breakdown of spend made in this tool, right? And when you have, for instance, Cytric as a tool, or your client has Cytric, or GBT is working with KDS, then the reporting, of course, comes from them, and they can they can extract the Booking.com content, of course. But bookings made in Cytric or made in KDS or Concur, the reports are then coming from them. The only reports we can show you or deliver is when the bookings are actually in this tool, right? And then they will be included.
Clear. That's clear.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I would like to thank you, and I really hope that you will start moving around on the website, start inviting other people, and you see when you click the right filters, you do not have to worry about cancellations, etc., because that is the way to get acquainted with our tool. And please let me know if in any reason I can support you. And I would like to thank you for joining today.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you,
very much.
Patrick.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.